The hospital mirror showed Matteline Carter a nightmare she couldn't grasp. Her fingers trembled over a black spot on her cheek, pulsing like it was alive, spreading toward her mind. A nurse's gasp broke the silence, a metal tray crashing to the floor. "Doctor, come quick!" she yelled, panic sharp in her voice. Maddie's vision blurred under the emergency room's harsh lights, her legs giving way as the darkness seemed to claw at her thoughts. Yesterday, she was Pikeville, Kentucky's pride, a Stanford premed star chasing a medical future. Today, she was a mystery, her body telling a story she wasn't sure she'd survive to hear. Her grandmother's words echoed. The body always speaks if you listen. But what was this story? And would it end in time to save her? From wherever you're watching, join us to unravel Maddie's chilling truth. A tale of science, secrets, and survival. Hit like, share your thoughts, and let's dive into this enigma. Maddie Carter was Pikeville's unicorn, the cold town's first Stanford student. Her scholarship a beacon of hope in a place of rusted dreams. Her grandmother Martha, a World War II nurse, taught her medical terms while others played in the dirt. "You've got healing hands, Matteline," Martha said, her frail voice full of pride. But Stanford was no fairy tale. Textbooks cost more than rent back home, and Maddie juggled 3 jobs, library shifts, tutoring, waitressing, leaving her slumped over ramen and textbooks. Her roommate, Olivia, urged her to rest, but every B+ threatened her scholarship. Her mother, Eleanor, hid her own sacrifice, selling the family home to fund Maddie's dreams, behind cheerful phone calls. Trouble started with a smudge on Maddie's cheek, dismissed as a lab mishap. Weeks later, presenting her research on biofilms, she noticed her classmates staring not at her slides but at the growing, irregular bruise on her face. Dr. James Thompson, a pathology legend with sharp gray eyes, pulled her aside. "That's no bruise," he said, his voice tight. "How long has it been there?" Maddie lied. A dorm door bump, but admitted to headaches and light sensitivity she blamed on stress. Thompson sent her to the campus clinic, where Dr. Sarah Winters took samples, her kindness softening the sting of Maddie's limited insurance. Tests cost thousands she didn't have. That night, a dream of Martha's hospital room woke Maddie with pain behind her eye, the spot now hot and raised. At 7:15 a.m., Thompson called, "Your blood work's concerning." Hospital, noon. The University Hospital buzzed with specialists, Thompson, Winters, and urologist Dr. Maxwell Chun. Scans showed dark tendrils snaking toward her temporal lobe. Pseudocatasporium neurotropic, Chin said. A rare fungal infection. Untreated, it can cause seizures, stroke, cognitive loss. 10 days to stop it, and day 2 was here. Treatment for antifungals monitoring cost $30,000, even with insurance. Maddie's heart sank. Thompson offered a research protocol. Her rare case could advance science, with the university covering 80% of costs. She'd owe $6,000. Still impossible. But Martha's words rang true. The afflicted teach medicine through their suffering. Maddie signed the forms, becoming patient and subject. As the 4 dripped, Thompson brought journals to her bedside. "Knowledge fights fear," he said. But a photo slipped out, a teenage girl, eyes like his, beside ancient ruins. The caption read Patient E, a 17-year-old with a black spot like Maddie's. When she returned it, Thompson's face paled. Who was she, and why did his reaction feel like a secret? What's behind Thompson's intensity? Is it science or something personal? Share your thoughts below. Tell us your city. Maddie sat in her hospital bed. The monitors beeped a steady pulse. Afternoon light slanted through the blinds, but her focus was on the folder Dr. Winters placed on her tray. A thick file with a sticky note. "Your Kentucky records," Winters said, "and comparative data from other cases." Maddie's pulse quickened. Thompson had revealed her teenage illness. A fever after a cave field trip at 16 was linked to his daughter Elizabeth's case. Now more secrets? Eleanor, checking the GoFundMe that had hit $30,000, stood, arms crossed. What patterns? Why now, after experimental treatment? Winters stayed calm. Maddie's recovery is unique. Her brain's rewiring, enhanced neural connectivity. Faster than the pathogen can harm it. We're trying to understand why. Maddie scanned the Kentucky records. A vague diagnosis of systemic fungal infection treated with antifungals. Thompson's notes in the margins chilled her, similar to Case E, neurotropic variant. Case E, Elizabeth. He knew 5 years ago, Maddie said, and never told us. Eleanor's face hardened. He used her samples without consent. Winters sighed. He consulted as a specialist. Standard practice. But he should have disclosed when you became his patient. The folder revealed more. 3 global cases, Central America, Southeast Asia, with skin lesions and neurological symptoms, all tied to caves. Why are our cases worse? Maddie asked. Winters hesitated. Your immune response is stronger, and we caught the variant earlier. Elizabeth wasn't so lucky. A photo in the folder stopped Maddie cold. A Guatemalan cave wall, speckled with black spots like her Kentucky cave. Mom, that field trip. Do you remember the cave? Eleanor frowned. A preserve near Pikeville. You got sick after. Maddie held up the photo. This is where Elizabeth got infected. It's the same. The room felt heavy. Was this pathogen global, lurking in caves? Winters confirmed Thompson's obsession, tracking cases worldwide with his own funds since Elizabeth's death. I want to talk to his colleagues, Maddie said. No more surprises. Winters arranged a call with Dr. Alvarez in Guatemala, who described resilient spores in Mesoamerican caves, matching a Vietnam case. They can lie dormant for centuries, Alvarez said. Maddie confronted Thompson that evening. Why didn't you warn me, knowing my past exposure? His jaw tightened. I didn't connect it until your symptoms appeared. But the caves, Kentucky, Guatemala, share conditions perfect for this fungus. Eleanor snapped. So Maddie's suffering prove your theory? Thompson didn't flinch. It's about stopping this from happening again. Maddie felt torn, angry at his secrecy, grateful for his research. Her dreams at night swirled with cave walls and Elizabeth's voice. Keep asking. How far does this pathogen reach? What's Thompson hiding? Share your thoughts. Tell us your city, and let's dig deeper. 3 weeks after her discharge, Maddie stood at the entrance of Kentucky cave system, the same one she'd wandered into as a curious 16-year-old. The limestone cliff loomed like a silent sentinel, its jagged mouth exhaling damp, earthy air that clung to her hazmat suit, borrowed from Stanford's infectious disease lab. A flashlight trembled in her gloved hand, its beam slicing to the pre-dawn mist. Dr. Rachel Patel, a mycologist recommended by Thompson, adjusted her own suit beside her, her dark eyes skeptical. You sure about this, Carter? She asked, her voice muffled. This isn't a premed field trip. Maddie's jaw set, her scar tingling beneath the suit's mask. I need proof. This pathogen took Elizabeth's life, nearly took mine. If it's hiding here, we have to know. Patel gave a curt nod. 10 minutes max if we find anything. No heroics. The cave swallowed them. It's cool. Damp air pressing against Maddie's suit, like a living thing. Her flashlight swept over slick walls, her heart pounding. Not from fear, but from the weight of what she might uncover. This wasn't just about her anymore. It was about a fungus that had killed Thompson's daughter, threatened her, and potentially waited for others in shadow corners of the world. The deeper they ventured, the narrower the passage grew, the silence broken only by their boots crunching on loose gravel and the drip of water echoing like a heartbeat. Memories of her teenage field trip flooded back, laughing with classmates, brushing past dark patches on the walls, unaware of the spores she carried home. Her grandmother's words echoed. The body tells a story. Was this cave telling one, too? There, Maddie said, her beam freezing on a cluster of irregular black spots speckling the rock like spilled ink. Some were coin-sized, others larger, their edges faintly raised, almost pulsing in the light. Patel knelt, her gloved hands deftly collecting samples into sterile vials. Fungal colonies, she said, her voice tight. Same morphology as Thompson described. I bet my grant money it's your pathogen. Maddie's breath caught, her mind flashing to the Guatemalan cave photo, then to Alvarez's words about Vietnam. This wasn't a fluke. It was a pattern spanning continents. But as she scanned the wall, something else caught her eye. Faint lines beneath the fungal growth, barely visible. She brushed away loose dirt, revealing angular petroglyphs, symbols etched deep into the stone, unlike anything in her biology texts. "What are these?" she asked, tracing them with a gloved finger. Patel leaned closer, her flashlight illuminating the carvings. Petroglyphs. Old. Could be Native American or older. This cave was likely sacred, a place of ritual long before tourists tramped through. Maddie's skin prickled. Had ancient people encountered this fungus, too? Were these symbols a warning, a record of sickness, or something else? She snapped photos, her hand steady despite the questions swirling in her mind. Then, deeper in the passage, her light caught a glint, something metallic embedded in the rock near a larger patch of black spots. "Patel, look at this," she whispered, kneeling. It was a rusted fragment, barely the size of a quarter, with faint engravings that didn't match the petroglyphs. "Could be a relic," Patel said, frowning. "Maybe from early explorers or miners. This cave's been disturbed before." Maddie's pulse quickened. If humans had been here centuries ago, had they stirred the spores, spreading them beyond this cave? "We need these samples at Thompson's lab," Maddie said, bagging the metal fragment carefully. "And the carvings, someone has to analyze them. If this pathogen's been here for centuries, it's not just medical, it's historical." Patel nodded, her face grim. "Let's move. This air's not friendly." As they exited, the cave's weight lingered on Maddie, those black spots and strange symbols burning in her mind. Back at Stanford, lab tests confirmed the samples matched Maddie's, Elizabeth's, and global cases. The spores were resilient, built to survive drought, cold, even time itself. "This thing's a survivor," Patel said, showing Maddie the magnified images. "It lies dormant for centuries until disturbed." The metal fragment, analyzed by an archaeologist, dated to the 1700s, possibly from a colonial expedition. Its engravings hinted at a warning, though too corroded to decipher fully. Maddie sent the findings to Thompson, now in Guatemala with Dr. Alvarez. His video call response was electric. "You found the missing piece," he said, his face lit by a field lab's dim glow. "These samples confirm an environmental reservoir. The petroglyphs, Mayan texts here describe as shadow sickness from sacred caves, lesions, confusion, death. It's been a threat for centuries." Maddie pressed. "And that metal fragment? Could early explorers have spread this?" Thompson's eyes widened. "Possibly. If they carried spores on tools or clothes, it could explain the global cases." Her next question was sharp. "What do we do to stop it?" Thompson's plan: map caves, warn explorers, push for a vaccine. "Your case, Maddie, makes this urgent." In a CDC meeting, Maddie presented the petroglyphs and fragment, sparking debate. An archaeologist suggested the carvings predated Columbus, linking the pathogen to ancient migrations. CDC's Dr. Karen Liu was blunt. "We need more data for funding," Maddie countered. "Then we sample more caves, Kentucky, Guatemala, Vietnam. We warn people now." The meeting birthed a task force, with Maddie as research coordinator, delaying her senior year. Eleanor worried. "More caves." Maddie reassured her. With protection, this could save lives. That night, she dreamed of Elizabeth pointing to glowing petroglyphs. "They warned us." Maddie woke with purpose, to protect others from this ancient threat. What secrets do the caves near you hold? Have you seen strange markings or relics that hint at forgotten dangers? Share your story, tell us your city, and let's unravel this mystery. Maddie's black spot was a doorway to a mystery spanning centuries. From a Kentucky cave to Stanford's labs, her fight wove together Martha's wisdom, Eleanor's sacrifice, and Elizabeth's tragedy. Thompson's grief-fueled research, flawed yet vital, saved Maddie and revealed a global pathogen hiding in ancient caves. The petroglyphs, warnings etched by those who faced this shadow sickness long ago, tie her story to humanity's past. Maddie's scar, now a faint silver mark, is her badge of survival, driving her to map this threat and protect others. Science turned her fear into purpose, connecting lives across time. What marks do you carry? Scars, losses, triumphs that tell a story bigger than yourself. Share below, because every story, like Maddie's, might unlock a truth waiting to be found.